Am I back? Sorry, the program just crashed. Let's see. All right, let me know if you can see me. Okay. So if you were watching, and I just want to wait for a second, I'm back. So we were talking about beginning soloing and different approaches on how to learn how to solo. So let's make sure this is working. Okay, let me know if it's working. All right, awesome. So we're back. So a quick recap of what we were doing was we were talking about soloing and introductory to soloing, and we created a theme, we embellished our theme, we went back to our theme, and then we ended by making it more exciting or taking everything in a totally new direction. Now, we left off with me saying, if you're really beginning and you're just starting out, or even a good exercise for more seasoned players, is limiting the amount of strings that you use. And by doing this, you have to be a little bit more creative and you rely a lot more on rhythm and different techniques to make things exciting. So I still can't see your guys' comments, but I have heard you can see me, so let's see. Okay, good. Awesome, Metallica is awesome. Metallica is actually one of my favorites. Every time I listen to them, I feel like I write a million riffs. Okay, cool. So limiting ourselves. So we left off with limiting ourselves with just the two middle strings in the pentatonic box in A minor. So 5 to 7 on the 4th string and 5 to 7 on the 3rd string. And so we went, we'll just make that our thing. Last time we had that, but we added a double stop. So this time we can go, right? Just two little simple notes then. So there I just limited myself a lot and I had to try to be creative and think of different ways to get to those notes. So even though just a whole step apart, I used a slide. So even making a new theme, we'll do that. So our new theme is, and by adding in slides and all those kind of stylistic things, it brings out the theme and makes it more exciting too. So sliding, on the 3rd string, 5 to 7, back, then using your 3rd finger on the 4th string, 7th fret, ending on the 5th fret, 3rd string. So go ahead and try that. And then now we're going to have to really be creative because we're going to have to think of something to embellish it, make it more exciting. So I went, just walked up the notes that I'm using, bend, release, bring it up and down. So, and then I just like kind of similar, but a little different. And this one I didn't end more exciting, I just ended it like it was ending. Just a slide. So, I don't remember what I did. But creating a story and creating different effects and different feels. So let me go ahead and pull up this chat again. All right, and guys, feel free to ask questions. Remember, there's going to be a discount code at the end of this, a special offer, and there's going to be a Q&A. So we'll see everything. Okay, cool. So it's working. All right, so I don't know if you guys caught the beginning, but we limited ourselves and we created something more exciting. So we went over that pentatonic scale, extending it, making it, moving it into different positions and making it more exciting. So the other move that I did was I jumped up the octave and did the same kind of thing. So you can also go back and forth in between just the same scale and different voicing. So sometimes just jumping up higher. Oh, sorry. Sometimes just jumping up higher really adds that excitement too. And remember, improvising. So a lot of times I'll listen to the track even and let the track tell me what to do. So today we're not using a track, but usually I do let the track kind of inspire ideas as well. See. So feel free to ask questions too. The emojis are cool. Okay. Awesome. So now it's back. How can I use different techniques on my solo? You can use, will you ever show us an octave? Yes. Oh, sorry. Maybe you can't see this that well. Okay. Alright, so you were asking about showing the octave. So I guess you couldn't see the guitar as well before, but hopefully now you kind of can. So, my guitar, there we go. I don't know if that's even helping. There you go. So that's my first fret. So my guitar looks kind of crazy at the 12th fret. It's that M. Oops, that M right there. So I jumped from the 5th fret to the 17th. So 17, 20, 17, 19, 17, 19, 17, 19, 17, 20, 17, 20. And before I was using my pinky when I had 2 frets apart, and now I'm using my 3rd finger. And I'm doing that because the frets are smaller, so I don't need all that extra room. And so the other question was, how can I use different techniques in my solos? So I guess that depends on what you are using, but you can try and look at other players and other inspiration and just throw in things. And a part of that happens, a lot of that has to do with the improvising and stuff we talked about before. So being creative, and say you see Steve I do something and you think it's cool, try that, and you're going to sound different than him because you are different. And so if you like him and you like Randy Rhoads and you like Zach Wilde and you like Muddy Waters, you can take all these people's ideas and mash them up and create your own. So that was jumping up the octave. That was one of the questions you guys asked. So same exact shape. It's just the same thing. So one easy way to do that is to take that theme and just jump it up. And there's something about moving it up higher. I think that just kind of makes it sound like it's going somewhere else and makes it more exciting too. So that can make you also inspired to do different things. Even just those bends. could inspire you to do something else. But any other techniques, as far as that goes, just being creative, thinking of different things. We talked last week about bending and maybe adding a tap. I like the whole I like all those tap slides and stuff because I think those are creative. Slides in general, I think, are something really cool and creative that people don't do as much as they could. But you have to be really accurate. Like I overshot that one a little bit, but going. They can kind of create this totally different sound and vibe too. Like. Even going faster. Or say you do a lot of speed picking, try doing something legato. Which would be picking once and doing hammer-ons and walls. Or the opposite, say you always do legato, try a speed picking lick. Vibrato is always a great thing. Trying different vibratos. And the octave. Also doing those unison bends are really cool. Anything that makes you think outside the box. All right. So we have been going for about 30 minutes. So go ahead and, what kind of picks do I use? These are actually really awesome. So I don't know if you can see these. I've been using Dunlop mostly, but these are these in-tune picks. My fiance made me custom picks. It's kind of funny. So it says Giggle Metal. All right. But they're really thick. These are like 2.0. I always use heavy. Yeah, here's my Dunlop ones. Let's see. So my Dunlop ones are also 2.0. They're super thick. I don't like thin picks. I just... All right, so let's go over all of that again really quick. So talking about the themes, and then remember, stay tuned because there's something special that I'll tell you about. So, and keep the questions coming in because I'll answer all those after. All right. So really quick, just the tips that we went over today. We talked a lot about different ways to create a solo and kind of an intro to solo. But again, the underlying thing, be creative and be yourself and do whatever you want. So tips though are thinking about it like a story and creating a mood, creating a different feel. So bringing something totally new to the song, but also making all your parts go together and sound like similar to how someone writes a story. It starts out and a song. You introduce the topic, it gets a little deeper, then it's getting more exciting, and then the big moment. And then usually a song will come back and do that all again, and then a huge solo and everything. But create your solos much like the first part of the song. So an introduction, an embellishment, maybe back to the introduction with something else special, and then go crazy. Or just end it. But we limited ourselves to 2 strings also. So going. So I think that's really helpful. Even limiting yourself to 1 string and seeing what you can do, what you come up with rhythmically, what you come up with what kind of techniques you can do. I think that's really cool because once you allow yourself to use all the notes, you have all these different ideas because you've restricted yourself. Let's see how much you can do. Right? That's the most basic thing we could do. That sounds completely different. Even just sliding backwards as opposed to forwards or speed picking. Yeah, or bending. You do a ton of things. So I think that's really eye-opening too. Coming up with a theme. And all the ones I showed today were really simple themes. They weren't complicated at all. So just something that when a listener hears it, they kind of, it's like when you hear a pop song on the radio and it's a song you really don't like, and you hear those first few notes and you're like, oh, I love that song. And then you're like, oh my gosh, no, I don't. I'm just used to it. So creating something that makes the listener used to something that's familiar is really good. It takes us back. And then jumping up the octave. And a lot of times today when I showed that, I either did the theme again, I embellished it, I did a ton of bends, or some speed picking. All right. So, let's see. All right, so you guys have seen me on probably Guitar Control's YouTube channel for a while, and stuff. You've seen lesson videos and everything, but it has been a lot longer than that, for over 10 years. And it all started with Guitar Control's Killer Techniques secret video. And we're going to put a link in here today that's going to give you a special discount so that you can get it. So this is for people that want to play from their heart, and you want those tips that you don't normally see, in guitar magazines or anything like that. It's going to go through 3 different things. We're going to discuss technique, we're going to discuss fretboard knowledge, and hand-brain connection. So technique is a lot of things we went over today. Hammer-ons, pull-offs, speed picking, legato, vibrato, all of that, right? Those are techniques. And then fretboard knowledge is scales, which we also went over. So having, a frame to put all these techniques in. And then brain-hand connection is, of course, connecting the two together. And this can be harder than it seems, and, you want to play what you hear in your head, and you want to get this out. So down below, we'll give you the code to our Guitar Control secrets. And we're going to open this up to a Q&A. So now I'll answer all the questions. So some of them I might have already answered, so let me see. And thank you for sticking around. Sorry about the software crash. And remember, check out that link below. So I did show you the octave playing, Frank. It was just jumping up from the 5th fret to the 17th fret. And you can do that in any key. That was just for A. How long does it take to achieve such amazing... Oh, thank you, Jay. I was insanely nerdy, like really, really nerdy for, I want to say, like 2 weeks. I'm sure it was longer than that, but I was way nerdy. Like I had an egg timer and a journal, things I really don't wish I was sharing publicly. And I sat there and I time myself and I go for 5 minutes and I do the same lick to a metronome. And then I would rest for 5 minutes and then I would up my tempo and I would log it all in my journal, which this all sounds really lame, but it helped. And I got faster and faster and faster. And then a lot of those licks now become much easier to keep up. So I don't have to spend as much time on certain things like I used to. But there's other things that I definitely do, but you're always trying to be well-rounded. But yes, metronome, practicing like the same Paul Gilbert lyrics. Let's be known. And one of a few of the best tips that I've ever come across or learned or that helped me are when something is hard for you, isolate the hard part. So if that lick is hard for you, which is just also an A I'm playing. So 5, 7, A, just A minor. 5, that was all on the 6th string, then drop to 5 on the 5th string, and then back. But if this is hard for you, just practice that. Going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and alternating picking. That's the best thing ever invented. Because remember, no matter what, when you go down, to go down again, you're wasting it up. So I would be nowhere near as fast if I'm not doing So, alternate picking, being nerdy, That's about it. And patient. Let's see. So this is YouTube. Alright, sorry guys, it takes a second sometimes. I was wondering what amp you're going through to get that sound. This is just XFX, so it's XFX2 and then a Matrix GT1000FX power amp through a Mesa Boogie Road King cab. And this setting is Dizzy VH4 channel 3, so 055 if you have that. XFX is awesome. But yeah, it's definitely also practicing. This is going to sound like a very bad thing to tell people, but even practicing when you're not totally paying attention to stuff. My older brother used to always try to distract me when I was practicing and tell me, like, when you play a show, it's not going to be dead quiet, so you have to deal with this. And he obviously did it really funny and was like torturing me, but no, I'm just kidding. But it was really funny. But he was obviously doing it to be goofy. But there is actually a lesson in that. When I went to college and stuff for guitar, they would say practice sometimes in front of the TV or something where your whole attention isn't just focused on playing guitar, because there's very few moments where you get to just be focused and you're just alone playing and no one's going to bother you and it's not noisy around you, and that's just not real. So that's very good. A lot of questions about the picks, these picks. So I have my custom pick and my Dunlop pick. It's really heavy picks. That's what I like, but everybody's different. Oh no, I think, oh man, this question's in Spanish, and I took a lot of years of Spanish, and I only know how to say yo toco la guitarra. I think you're asking me how many hours I think it's necessary to practice per day. It's so different for everybody. A lot of times we're playing, and sometimes that's not really practicing. I always say focus practice is better than anything, and if you miss a day, like, let it go. I think it should always be fun, but I definitely think you need some isolated practice time. I know your brain is only supposed to really process new information for like 30 minutes. I play all the time, so it's always a weird question for me, but practicing, I definitely think it depends on what you're practicing. But I would say between 30 minutes to 2 hours, and maybe not every day though. And don't be crazy. If you don't do it for a day, just let it go. Sometimes that's actually great. Sometimes a mental vacation from playing guitar is good for you, and you come back and you're even better. Oh, you're welcome, Michael. That's awesome. Yeah, we're going to try to do this more regularly. So that's cool. So please also comment below and let us know what other topics you're curious about, or what you want me or one of the other instructors to address, or something you guys want to talk about. What kind of guitar is this? This is a Menard guitar. This is the Goddess. Teacher taught you on a 4-string. Oh my gosh. Transferring back and forth from electric. I don't think going back and forth from electric to acoustic is bad at all. I don't really understand why people create such a difference between the two at all. I think it's weird because there are things that are very different about them, but it's not like as crazy different as people make it seem like. You're playing the same things. And acoustic can be great for you because it can make your calluses much bigger than an electric can. But of course, you don't have the benefit of playing. It's much harder to solo on an acoustic. I had to do it once for a country gig that I was doing, and it was interesting. I forget the strings that I was using, but there is a very cool pair of acoustic strings that are made for that. But I was buying, like, it was awful. I was buying like 5 pairs a week or something. I was just breaking strings left and right, probably because I'm using 2.0 picks, but whatever. Yeah, improvising lessons are awesome. Practice for as long as it takes. That's good advice. It's pretty true. Okay, I'm going to go to the other one too. and see if there are more questions there. So please feel free to leave questions, of course. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Derek. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. But we are still doing the other videos, so be sure to check those out too. We're not doing videos. This is more. So someone asked about the other videos that we do. We're still doing tons of other videos. So this is just a bonus. I get lost because I play too many types of music. That can be awesome. You should mix all of that together and take inspiration from all of those things that you like and create something totally new. Okay. All right, send your last questions in because we're about to wrap this up. But remember, check out that link below and stay tuned for tons more videos. And let us know what other things you want us to cover in these live streams. Blues is cool. I have used Jazz 3 picks. I used to swear by them. I don't know why I changed. I've changed to, let's see, I was using Jazz 3s, and then I was using the Sharps, the purple ones. I think they're 1.14. And then I was using like Clayton's for a while, but I really liked the Sharp picks, and I used to use a nail file and buy the regular ones and make them sharp, and I didn't realize you could buy sharp ones until someone just showed me or something, and I was like, really? But I used to swear by sharp picks, but now this is, for a while actually, like at least 2 more years, I've liked these 2.0s. And I love Dunlop. But I mean, I love my custom pick too. I can't not play it. So they're about the same. My custom is just a tiny bit thinner, but I love them both. They're really similar. But Jazz 3s are awesome too. They're all awesome, and it's whatever is good for you. Alright, let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to switch between YouTube and here to get all your guys' questions. But yeah, strings and picks, 10s, GHS, and 2.0s. Do you have a set time you are on? There, we're creating one, so stay tuned. We'll leave that time in the comments. But yes, let me know what you guys want to learn too. Let's see. You play the blues. Let's see. A lot of blues players. That's where I started too. I love blues. Let's see, it keeps loading all your guys' questions, and then I keep losing your questions. Okay, do I have a set time? Oh. If you have blues. Is your question if you play blues like a mad genius? If you play blues like a mad genius, then you are awesome, and you should just embrace it. Alright guys, I think we'll wrap that up. But leave comments below. Let me know what you'd like us to cover in the next live stream. And remember, click that link below to get the Guitar Control secrets. And I'll see you guys next time. Alright, thanks for watching.